The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hello and welcome to the Art of Politics. I'm your host, Bart Fromuth, joined today by Representative Ken Gidge. I'm Republican, Ken's Democrat.
No. It's my show. You're a guest because Al's gone. All right.
We should talk to Dick because Dick told me that I'd be taking over from now.
Well, oh yeah, that's right. You'd have to fight that out with Al. But of course, our buddy Al. Where's Al? Al is down making speeches and. You know, tomorrow you'll be out with the tall ships riding around.
You know, I'm not going to speak ill of Al today because you know what Al doesn't do? He doesn't stand me up after he asked me to come on the show with him, you know, as you did last week.
Well, I didn't know you were going to. Who's talking bad about Al? Al's here.
You know,
he can take care of himself.
It's just saying, Al noticed, you know, he gave me notification he wasn't going to be here. He said, you want to be on the show? I said, yes. Talk to you about it. Up at the State House.
No,
we made eye contact.
By you and
tapped
I said,
my shoulder and said, "Are we going to see you?" And I said, "Yes."
Okay, we didn't do a show last week. It's my fault. I didn't know you were coming. I do have a good time. What I like about having this gentleman here, this representative. Where are you from?
Bedford.
Bedford. Awful place, Bedford.
Terrible.
Terrible. No, hi, Bedford. Why I like this gentleman here, Bart, representative here, is because he is in Commerce. And he sits right across from me, and you and I fought something against both our parties. We really did.
Yeah, no, you know,
and we lost.
Yeah, as we tend to do.
Yes, and they disliked us very, very much. And before we get into, I like doing national stuff, but before we get into doing that,
yes,
you had a bill passed today.
Yeah.
Now. I want people to understand, to get a bill passed, it's got to go to a committee.
Yes.
Then it's got to go to the House.
The House.
And many times it doesn't. Then it's got to go to the Senate.
Yep.
Did it go to the Senate?
It did.
It passed the Senate without coming back?
Yep.
Well, many times it comes back,
Yep.
and they don't like what the Senate did, and then they change it, and then anyway, it was. Please tell our audience.
It was HB 600 was signed by the governor today. So HB 600 removes the prohibition on former felons from working in the service and hospitality industry. This is a big deal to me in terms of like criminal justice reform and actually just paving the way for these people to have opportunity, you know, once they want to put their lives back together and rehabilitate themselves. We actually spend about $7 million a year in job training inside the Department of Corrections here in New Hampshire. And I just found it kind of interesting that one of the top areas that they train people in was, in fact, the service industry. But then we prohibited it. Employment in the service industry once you got out of prison. So it was one of those kind of glaring inefficiencies.
Now, of course, if a felon walks in, does he have to say he's a felon?
Well, it's up to the right now. It's up to the employer to ask that question. Yeah, correct.
Okay, so he doesn't have to say I'm a felon.
Not if he's not asked a question, no.
Okay, but if he questions and he doesn't like the person, he doesn't have to hire him because he's a felon?
Well, he can not hire him for any reason as the employer.
But if he doesn't hire him because he's a felon, can he take the Can he take the small business owner or the owner of the business to court? You don't know that, do you? Ladies and
time
gentlemen,
out, but here-
welcome to the world.
I'm going to go ahead and throw a timeout there real quick.
Time out?
Yeah,
okay.
because you got off the field here.
No,
and
I didn't.
A little bit. Remember,
No.
I put in place the ability for a felon to work in a restaurant. So
Yes.
prior to this bill just passing today, they couldn't work in a restaurant.
I understand that.
Right, but now you're complaining, saying, well, now if someone chooses not to hire them, now that they're able to.
They don't have to say that they're a felon. How about if they robbed a bank or robbed a restaurant and they're hired for a restaurant?
Yeah.
Well, and the owner goes, I can't hire you. The last restaurant I had, my brother owned, and you robbed it. I can't.
That's fine.
No.
Why is that not fine?
Is that being a felon? Is that being illegally?
The bill that we passed today,
You don't know, do you?
the bill that we passed
He
today
doesn't know.
paves the way for two parties that want to do business together, the employer and the employee. The employer wants to give the employee a second chance. The employee's looking for a second chance. Prior to today, they couldn't do that without going through some sort of long waiver process at the Liquor Commission. Now it's able to happen.
But
this is a really good
I
thing.
know, but that's not really the
You
question I'm asking.
voted for the bill.
The question, I know I did.
You helped me
I'll
pass it.
explain it in a moment. That's right, I did, didn't I? Anyway, let's move on.
All right, moving on.
It's really, actually, having owned several restaurants and a couple bars, I have had felons work for me.
Yeah,
All right, and probably it was illegal.
probably.
But they were bouncers and they were big. And everybody knew they just got out of jail.
Yep.
You know, they got Harry written across their head. And it's like, no. But anyway, getting a bill through, and especially when you're talking about all the money, what, $7 million we spend?
Yeah, on job training, yeah.
And it's mostly for
Well, not mostly, but one of the...
a great deal of it.
Right, yeah, there's a good portion of it that goes towards training in the service and hospitality industry. So knowing whether to check if after they get out of jail, they can actually go work in those industries legally.
How can you sit here
Yeah?
and be a Republican and like this loony president you have?
Oh my, I thought we were
What
talking about my
happened
bill.
to
First
you?
off, I do. I love the president. I'd give him a big
How?
hug if he was here right now.
How?
Because I think we're all
How?
frustrated and irritated and annoyed with the system and the politics that aren't working for us. So I just like
The
throwing
politics, he's got to shut up.
well, yeah, no, I agree with that.
Yeah,
but
well,
but
wait
there's
a minute,
something
hold on a
refreshing.
second, huh?
There's something refreshing about letting the Molotov cocktail and throwing it into the system that's screwing everybody, Republicans and Democrats.
Really?
Would you rather have Jeb Bush right now
Really?
or Hillary Clinton? I mean, well, probably Clinton for you, but I wouldn't want someone from the age-old establishment doing the same old age-old
What is he
establishment things.
getting done?
Well,
He
right.
hasn't passed anything.
Well, that's not true. But
What did he do today? He got rid of Cuba? That's it. That's it. Hey, little Macchio, I got to do something for him. Little Macchio, yeah. I got to go down because he's Cuban and get rid
You're
of
trying
the
to say
Cuban.
little Marco?
Yeah, little
Little
Marco. Little Macchio.
Well, the Cuban Americans seem pretty excited about
Oh,
it.
they were excited, yes.
There's
But
a lot of applause.
so I'm just, the guy, what is wrong?
Well, he's not. He's not he's not the president we deserve. He's the president we need.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
Yeah. No. I mean, I would love to have a statesman, that carries himself well, is beloved by everybody. But we didn't get that guy. But we did get a bomb thrower who's in there to make some.
33 to 34% of the Americans would vote for him again.
That's not true. Actually, if folks want to go and check my Twitter feed, which is @Bart_Fromuth, I posted today's Rasmussen poll. It has President Trump at 50%, Ken. The narrative that everybody hates him is not true. Just like the same narrative that you guys were peddling the day before the election, and then suddenly, even
What's
though...
this with the Russian thing?
Oh, my God.
I know, really.
But answer me this.
No,
Answer me this.
First of all,
What-
he
and yet-
fires the man who's investigating him about the Russians.
Yes,
And you know what the bad thing was?
What was the bad thing?
Well, you know,
Tell me about
the
it.
Attorney General, he says, well, I know, I talked to the Russians, but I didn't, when I went to get my clearances, I didn't tell them, so I lied, so I'm going to accuse myself. And they put another guy in who I is a...
In the words of President Barack Obama, Ken, the 80s called, they want their foreign policy back, okay? All of a sudden...
What foreign
That's
policy?
That's what Barack Obama
He's
said to
not
Mitt
even-
Romney in 2012. Now all of a sudden,
excuse
Russia
me.
and the Cold War is center
What?
stage again with
Well,
you
excuse
people.
me, what's foreign policy? They don't even want him in Britain. He got thrown out of the country.
You get thrown out of a
I mean,
country.
come on.
That's fake news.
What do you mean fake news?
That's not true.
He's not going.
Because he's made the decision not to go.
Excuse me,
I think Theresa May could probably use all the French she could get right
the
about
mayor of London, who happens to be what?
now.
What's his national?
I don't know his name.
You know, all right. The mayor of London happens to be a Muslim.
Yeah.
Makes a comment. Our president misuses it. Gets up and starts criticizing this. What? Where's this all coming from? When are you? What does he have to do? And I've asked Alice, what does he have to do for you to finally say, I've had enough?
I don't know. I'm not sure. He hasn't done it yet, so I couldn't really tell you what he have to do.
Is there something you wouldn't want him to do that he's doing?
Yeah, there's probably a lot of stuff.
Well, let's hear two.
Two, I could use him not flipping out on Twitter all the time.
All right, that's number one for everyone.
You know,
Even probably.
no, but sometimes he does really well on Twitter, but other times he just loses
He's
it.
done no. He's never done.
You're never
very
going to
well
give him a
on
compliment, but
Twitter.
you know, sometimes I do see it as an effective way for him to kind of circumnavigate the media that's so pleasant towards
Oh
him.
yeah, the fake media.
No, but seriously,
There is no media now. He's
Well,
got
right.
it all.
I think he's got it all. You know, the media is so in the bag for the president. I've never seen such glowing daily reviews of someone before.
Well, we've never
you
had
can't
a
change the
president
channel
who
with-
kept doing dumb things.
I think CNN has a permanent Russia headline at the bottom of their of their ticker. I mean, it's like you can't get like 5 seconds away from this. Even the other day when we had that terrible tragedy down in the Capitol, Washington Post still to drop a Russia story later in the afternoon. Well, we're having this wonderful day of kumbaya and everybody getting together.
Yeah, we're gonna-
and Nancy Pelosi and Paul Ryan
Right.
and Chuck Schumer. Everybody was just saying nice things for like 2 hours, and the Washington Post then had to go and ruin
Yeah,
the
yeah,
mood.
they had to find.
They couldn't wait.
No, he had to.
And it was his birthday.
Right, what? Oh, yes, that's right. And he was indicted or something. I'm not sure. They were investigating him. What is this with Russia? I don't.
No, you don't ask me. I should ask you.
I don't get it.
I should ask you what's going on in Russia. Stop talking about
Don't
it.
tell me that this did not influence the election.
Tell me.
I don't care what
Spell it out
anybody
for
says.
me.
To be perfectly honest
it
with you,
out for
I'm
me.
getting to the point where we're at 70,000 votes, and he's up there, crooked Hillary. And what is he picking on her now for?
Who?
We're talking about the president.
He's just angry because of the fact that Bill Clinton met with Loretta Lynch on a tarmac in Arizona, clearly trying to obstruct the investigation of Hillary, but no one gets charged with obstruction. He should have told Comey to back down on Clinton.
And he had two Russians in the Oval Office
Oh, my God.
giving him secrets that the Israelis gave him and
Wow.
told him to shut up. Oh, and by the way, the Oval Office...
He had foreign dignitaries in his office?
And guess what?
Wait,
Russian.
Russian. So-
right after they fired...
So are we just not allowed to talk to
I
Russians?
just fired Comey and got rid of this Russian things. And by the way, this is what the Israelis told me. And they go, what? He's nuts.
First off, he fired Comey after the meeting with the
He's
Russians.
nuts.
And then second,
What's this with
the
Russians?
top secret, just for everybody out there in TV land, the top secret information that President Trump shared with the Russians that was so secretive was that ISIS and Al Qaeda might be hiding bombs in laptops. But I don't know if you remember. But hold on, Ken, let me finish. But 2 weeks.
And how did they find that out?
Hold on. 2 weeks earlier.
Because somebody's there.
Let me finish. 2 weeks earlier, Homeland Security had issued guidance that anybody traveling outside the United States or back in the United States that they were looking at banning laptop use
Yeah.
because there might be bombs in them. So
and-
if Homeland already announces that 2 weeks prior, how secret is it that we have information
Well,
that people might be sneaking
that's
bombs in
sorta-
laptops?
That's sort of, they were worried about the person, how he got the information, he was embedded with ISIS.
But he didn't give Russia any
They
information.
don't know if the guy is still alive.
Come on. That's not what he...
What is this? No, what? I don't understand it.
What?
I don't. You know how bad this is?
What?
This is how bad it is.
It's bad for you. I'm having the time of my life.
You don't realize it. Yesterday,
I'm literally floating on
the
air. You
House-
could move this seat out from underneath
the House of
me, and I'd just be floating here.
Representatives, 95,
Yeah.
98 to 2, right?
98 to
Want
2 what?
more restrictions to put on Russia.
All right, so just
90.
anybody
this
paying
is,
attention,
This
Ken's actually talking about the U.S. Senate. It was 98
Right,
to 2.
98
We
to
said
2.
the House of Representatives.
Oh, excuse me. I'm
Right,
sorry.
Yeah,
Yes,
and so
and
it's
so
not more
I
sanctions.
gotta-
It was to keep the sanctions in place
I
and make
gotta-
it difficult for the president to
No,
remove
no,
it.
no. Oh, yes, make it difficult for him to take it off.
Yeah.
Well, why
Go
would,
ahead and take
why
away
would they
executive
do
authority.
that?
Well, it's good to remove
No,
power
no,
from the
no, no,
executive.
no. Why would they do that? It's good to remove the power.
From the executive, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's good to remove the power from.
The executive. The executive. The executive.
This is Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day.
Groundhog.
We're gonna sell groundhog sandwiches later. Come on, 98. So he couldn't touch it. So he couldn't get his hands on it. So he couldn't stop it.
Yeah, because there's a very, very
Unreal. Nobody ever heard of this before.
an anti-Russian sentiment, obviously, amongst the established elite. And then the only two
The
people...
established elite, it's 98 to 2.
So, again, friends out there in TV land, the 2 votes that were against it, near and dear to my heart, Senator Rand Paul, and then near and dear to your heart, Senator Bernie Sanders were the only 2 holdouts because they think, obviously, this Russian nonsense is gone a little bit too far.
Well, I've got something here about Rand Paul.
Something that's just your sheet that you write on.
Yeah, that's right. Don't get your fingers away. I'll slap you. Second Amendment. Why do we have a Second Amendment? It's not to shoot deer. It's to shoot. It's to shoot the government when it becomes tyrannical. It is to shoot the government when it becomes tyrannical.
That's from your notes?
No, this is from Rand Paul. To shoot the government.
Rand Paul never said that.
And do you know when he said that?
He never said that.
Yeah, he said that?
Senator Rand Paul said that.
Yes.
Okay, get out your Google machine.
Well, I get on my Google machine.
This is
All right, okay.
This is completely.
You
This
know,
is not true.
the bad thing was that I was going to do that this morning for Al because he always does this, and I don't. No, that's exactly what he said.
That's
Hold
not
on.
what he said
All right,
remotely.
okay. So what he said was, it's not the First Amendment is not to shoot deer; it's to shoot tyrannical people or the government that we don't like, a tyrannical government. That's what he said.
That's not true.
He didn't say that?
No.
Well, what's the Second Amendment say?
The Second Amendment essentially gives someone the right to bear arms and protect themselves, whether that be from other people or the government. Doesn't matter. It's just protection for yourself.
Oh, I wish this would pop up.
Yeah, because it won't pop up because it doesn't exist.
Okay, I'm going to try this again. All right. Hold on a second. Are you ready? This never works here for some reason. It's got to be
Yeah, I
rich
know.
in it.
Just
All
in this
right,
one little
all
room,
right,
the internet and facts don't seem to work out
hold on.
well.
Did Rand Paul say Second Amendment is not for shooting deer, it's to shoot the government? Oh, I didn't put the thing on.
Oh my God.
Yesterday, what was Rand Paul's statement regarding the Second Amendment? This has never worked so bad. This comes out, okay. Rand Paul. No. Okay, I might get it. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
All right. Fact check, tweet. The purpose of the Second Amendment. Ta-da!
What?
Rand Paul. The purpose of the Second Amendment is to shoot at tyrannical, what does that say? Government?
Yeah, it has a
Does
question
it
mark
say?
after it.
Did you see that?
No, hold on. But
Did you see that? No. You can't say. So he says this.
Wait, it just seems
Okay.
to repeat your question. It doesn't actually say that's what he said.
Excuse me.
There's a question
This is
mark.
what. Wait, this is
There
what
was
he
a question
said.
mark in the title.
This is what he said. All right.
It's just
No, there's a reason why I'm saying this.
sure.
2 days ago, someone got shot.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
To me, as a Democrat and watching all of this chaos take place, I've always thought it's not if, it's when somebody's going to get hurt. Okay?
Yeah.
So someone got hurt.
Right.
All right. Then he makes a statement like this. What is he saying? For people to take up arms and to go after the government? Or the people you don't like in the government?
Well, again, I'm still disagreeing with what you're saying that Rand said. But again, the purpose of the Second Amendment is to protect oneself, and that can be against tyrannical.
No, that's what it was for. It's to take up arms against the tyrannical government or those who
Keep in mind,
suppress you.
so if you take a look at like world events right now, like what's Venezuela doing right now? They're rounding up all firearms and ammunition from their citizenry.
What does that got to do with what we're talking about?
Because they're having a complete breakdown of their government, and the government's trying to rewrite the Constitution, take away rights from its citizens.
So what is that? Not here.
No, but my point being is that that's one of the first things a tyrannical government will do is try to seize weapons.
No, the first thing they do is they take over the media. That's the first thing they do, such as Twitter and making.
Maybe top.
That's
we'll
the
just
first
agree
thing.
on one of the top two things that they do.
I'll
But
tell you.
you're so like. But
tell you.
to hear you and some of your friends talk lately, is that you feel that we live in a tyrannical government right now. So wouldn't you want to be protected from that? I just don't understand why you'd take issue now with the Second Amendment. It seems pretty useful right now at this moment.
Let me make it very clear, and I've said that. I've always thought it wasn't if, it was when something was going to happen. The other day something happened. That's not good. I'm not happy about it.
I know.
I think that's terrible.
But you're not
And then
part
all
of
of a sudden we hear all the Republicans and Democrats, the Republicans now huggy kissy. Yeah, I'll bet you not one of them will do a town hall meeting. Guaranteed. They're scared.
It is scary out there.
No, the Republicans are scared.
Right? Yeah. It's a good time to be a scared Republican.
Why are people so mad at the Republicans?
Geez, Ken, let me think of the reasons. We have someone like Sherry Frost, who's a member of your caucus, saying, a month and a half ago that she was feeling homicidal towards Republicans. She tweeted that out. Like when people say they want to kill Republicans, she might not actually want to kill Republicans, but she might send signals to people that listen to her.
Excuse me, I think I've heard the president say, "Get him." And days before this person was yelling in the audience, we used to really go ahead, give it to him, hit him. I'll pay for your lawyer. Excuse me.
So then you have Kathy Griffin, who's a famed liberal comedian, chopping the head off of the president. You have that New York theater play right now that's doing the mock assassinations of Trump. Like, I don't know. Geez, Ken, like, why would someone start taking pot shots at Republicans? It's because things have gotten a little out of control. I don't think you're part of the problem. Why? Because, like, unfortunately, not everyone's as level-headed as you are.
How about the child with the little computer in the morning? How about stopping that first?
What does that mean?
Everybody, the Twitter, who's the president. Stop with the Twitter. Try to what?
I don't know, but just stop calling for the killing of the president, and Republicans would probably help in terms of people not shooting.
The Republicans will help. 98-5 to take the ability for the president of the United States to take his right as president to take
but you asked
the stuff off Russia.
You asked
Guess
me
what?
a question.
Guess what?
You asked me a question.
Yeah.
I'll give you an answer. I just think that there's a lot of people out there that are taking things to levels that they haven't been in a while in terms of throwing bombs out there. And again, I don't think Sherry Frost wants to actually go and kill Republicans, but when she sends that out and gets thousands of retweets and accolades for doing it from people that are really the fringe left.
Oh, and I say,
And they're like, oh, wow, look at my elected leaders are now calling for
lock
this.
up Hillary, jail Hillary, jail Hillary. I wonder how much she got. I wonder how many, hate things she got.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you there. I mean, I like at the end of the day,
And skinheads at his rallies.
I don't know how many skinheads were actually at his rallies. I mean, I know that's been peddled by like.
No, well, yeah, there
MSNBC
was,
and so on.
and definitely.
I'm not a skinhead. I've been to some of his rallies.
You acted sometimes.
So thank you. No, I think that the rhetoric. Yeah, I'm not saying that the Republicans have clean hands right now, but I do think that
the president,
or just Republicans
not
in
the
general.
The Republic. Why do they suck up to him? I have no idea.
They don't suck up to him. I think the Republicans are doing more to defeat his agenda than the Democrats are. We're in the majorities right now, and yet we can't get a health care bill passed. We can't get tax reform passed. That's not the Democrats' fault.
Health bill. I thought this was a joke.
What?
There's a Democrat sitting, and he was at a meeting. And sometimes we got to get up and go to other meetings or down to talk about bills.
Yeah.
So when you see somebody get up, they're not leaving because they want to leave more times than not. You got to go. You got other things to do. And so she goes, "Oh, are you going to that secret meeting regarding health care?" And I thought, what secret meeting? And then I find out the Republicans
I don't know what we're talking about right
are
now, but-
putting together, the Republicans in the Senate right now are putting together a health care bill, and nobody knows about it.
Well, but you just asked me about now 20 minutes
Nobody
ago.
knows about it.
You asked me about 20 minutes ago why I like Donald Trump so much, why I support Donald Trump. It's because he doesn't do shady stuff like Mitch McConnell and the Republicans are doing right now, and like Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid did 8 years ago when they passed this abomination of a health care bill in the first place.
17 months it took to pass that.
And then you conveniently forget.
Just
Take off your Democrat hat for a second. I'll take off my Republican. We just call things as they are.
What did the House do?
What did the House do?
They passed get rid of Obamacare, the House, federal, all right?
Yeah. After the
Nobody
second
read
try.
it. We all know said they just want to send it that way so they can run home.
The original version they tried to pass, a lot of people hadn't read it because they just gave it to them 24 hours before the vote. Yeah. The second time, a lot of people did actually read the American Health Act, or whatever it's called this time around. But you're forgetting that back in 2008, 2009, again, like not to sound like a Republican broken record, but Nancy Pelosi famously said, we have to pass it first to find out what's in it.
Hearing after hearing, on and on and on, 17 months
But again,
of
this
letting
is what,
people look at it. And they want to pass something before July?
No, that's not true. 17 months of letting people look at it before they passed it. Again, Nancy Pelosi famously said to pass it to find out what's in it. She clearly hadn't read the bill. She just passed it because she was told to. Right now, you have the similar type of shady stuff going on in the Republicans, but at least I can admit that because I feel like, all right, I'm attracted to a guy like Donald Trump,
You know why?
who really isn't a Republican or a Democrat. He's just a guy that's trying to change the
he
system.
He shouldn't be around. Right? Take my word for it.
No, but the people say, even Republicans, like, how the heck did we elect Trump? Like, how is this guy in charge? He's in charge because they've screwed up for so long, both parties, and people are just sick of it. People are going to work every single day just trying to make ends meet, feed their kids, and the government just keeps on screwing up.
Let me see. I'm going to give my tax records when I become president. Obama played golf too much.
No, Trump has a similar type of appeal as Bernie probably does on the left, and it's an outsider coming in to shake things up. Doesn't play by the same rules as everybody else. It's very attractive this day and age.
How many, you're on your second term.
Yeah.
All right, so that will be, when you finish, it'll be 4 years.
Yes.
Okay. You're in commerce.
Yes.
And commerce is?
A committee.
Banking.
Banking, insurance, consumer affairs.
All right. You and I are going to be looking at this probably more than anyone.
Okay.
Well, what do you mean, okay? It's as if you don't think I'm telling you something new. I'm telling you something new.
What will we be looking at?
Well, we'll be looking at...
Are we going to open an investigation of the
No,
president?
excuse me.
His Russia ties?
No, excuse me. Last time Obama came this way, it was you guys who passed a law making it illegal to set up an insurance exchange so the government could give it to the insurance exchange. Instead, they give it to an insurance company and they close down 10 hospitals. So no, that's another thing. That's factual. That's another argument. I don't want to get into that. But you and I are going to be sitting down here.
Yeah.
And whatever they do.
To continually screw up healthcare?
No, I mean, whatever they do there, we're going to have to take care of it here.
Yeah.
And we are the people who are going to read this probably the most.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No, there'll be finance people, obviously, and there'll be, there'll be other people who'll be reading it. But as commerce, banking and insurance.
Insurance, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing. Again, in my position on health insurance is really for the government to stay out of it as much as possible. So it's not like I'm happy.
And stay out of it?
As much as possible, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And
well, what has government done to really assist in health insurance? Because we keep on having these huge omnibus bills every 10 years or so.
Medicare?
And it seems to get worse and worse and worse.
Medicare?
What about Medicare?
Medicare, the Medicare, those aren't good programs for people who need them?
Well, again, I don't want to get in an argument with you.
Well, excuse me, you just said keep government out of it all.
Well, that's coverage. That's not care. That's different. So.
Okay. How about this existing problem? Somebody comes in and they've had a problem and
Pre-existing conditions.
Pre-existing, yes.
Yeah.
So your insurance companies.
Well, my problem with the way that the former president went about pushing the ACA was that he clearly struck a tone with people in terms of wanting coverage for pre-existing conditions and
struck a tone.
Well, yeah, no, he got a lot of
people
support.
People are going bankrupt,
right?
Losing their homes,
so if you let me finish
losing their families.
So again, and that's not because of pre-existing conditions necessarily. It's because of outrageous hospital bills. Pre-existing conditions, people couldn't even get coverage in the first place.
Right.
So they couldn't even get the procedures that they were looking for. So they
now when they take that away.
But my point being at the time
then what?
is that Obama obviously got a significant amount of support across the country to put something in place.
Well, what's your opinion?
Well, again, let me finish. If he had just focused on that one area, I think we would have been far better off, basically guaranteeing coverage for pre-existing conditions, but then not making all these other sweeping changes that he made in our healthcare system, and then basically taking over at the federal level rather than leaving it to the states.
When this passes so far, 24 million are going to be
so that's more.
How many is that from New Hampshire?
That's not accurate information.
How many is that from
But you're
New
acting
Hampshire?
as though. So people right now that get coverage under the exchange, they won't be able to get coverage under the exchange, just like when the exchange didn't exist. They had.
Yeah, it doesn't exist here because the Republicans voted it out.
Listen, people had coverage prior to the ACA taking place. They left those policies, went to the exchange. So you can make the same arguments the Democrats are trying to push right now, which are, oh my God, people will lose their policies or have to change their policies. Yeah, they won't have an ACA policy anymore, but it's complete fake news that 24 million people will be without coverage if this passes.
Fake news.
Absolutely, 100%.
I got a question.
What?
I'll tell you what. Let us do 20 million. I think that's a fair number, okay? Let us do. I will become a Republican if it's not 20 million.
But,
You're going to become
again,
a Democrat if it is 20 million.
Fine.
Will you do that?
But again, I want to set the parameters.
Shake on that.
But let me set the parameters of what we're talking about. If people are discontinued from their ACA policy and then transition to a new policy, that's not a loss of coverage. And that's the thing I'm trying to make clear, is yes, the statistics that 20 million people will lose their ACA policy is accurate. But that's denying.
And the other policy
that's denying the fact that this program, what it's trying to put in place, is insurance opportunities outside the ACA. So that person
you believe
can
in competition?
Yes, absolutely.
You do. We got 35 insurance agencies in the United States that may do it, but only 4 or 5. Do you think?
Let me put it this way.
You don't think they're going to get together? What is? Tell me.
Let me put it this way, Ken. If tomorrow I wrote a law that said, all right, you have Geico for your car insurance, you can no longer use Geico for your car insurance. You could, say with some modicum of truth, oh well, the million people that use Geico in New Hampshire will now lose their policies because of Bart's law. But you could still go to State Farm for your
We're not talking about my engine and we're not talking about
But that's the point I'm trying to make.
bump. We're talking about people in real lives.
But that's the point I'm trying to make.
Breathing and kids with existing conditions who are not going to have that.
But so right there, you just touched
medical-
on something.
And the insurance companies, and you
if
know
you look
that.
at- if you look at the American-
haven't losing money.
Oh my God! If you look at the American Health Act, you still have coverage for pre-existing conditions. So that's also fake news that you're going to lose this ability to go to an insurer and still get coverage even with your pre-existing
Do
conditions.
you know Representative French? Oh, excuse me, Senator French.
Yeah, I do. Very well.
He sat right across, and he set one up from me.
Yeah.
We're going to have a bill together.
Fine.
You know what the bill is going to be?
What's the bill going to be?
It's the same bill that's up in Maine. And it's going to give the people from New Hampshire the right to get their medications from
Canada?
Canada.
That's an excellent idea.
Okay, you're going to get on it?
I 100% will support that bill.
Okay, so
You know why that's a good idea?
That's
Do
all right.
you know why that's a good
that's
idea?
competition?
It's competition, but you know what else?
What?
You know why Canada can produce drugs at cheaper levels?
No, they buy
Yeah, from
by the
Canada.
whole country.
You
And what happened? I thought the president was supposed to do that.
It's because of the fact that Canada doesn't have the same outrageous FDA regulations.
No,
and rules that we have.
It's the same medicines. It's the same. Excuse
It is the same.
me.
It is the same medicines, but it's a lower threshold for some of the generics to be sold in Canada. So that's essentially what you're allowing people to buy, and that's why it's cheaper.
Hold on a second. We're paying 5 or 6 times more than other countries. Why? Why does America? You talk about America. You talk about let's take the taxes away. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's give the government more money for the military. But what about the freaking pills? You're letting
I just told you I'd support that.
The companies.
But you
do this.
So that bill just failed in the Senate. We talked about this a few months ago.
Which failed?
The federal bill to allow people to buy their prescriptions from Canada, which you should be able to buy your prescription wherever you want to. Why does the United States get to go ahead and tell you where you can and can't get your medications? I mean, there's a significant amount of government interference with actual solutions, and so that's why I'm saying that the government, and sometimes in your situation, you think the government is always there to help, but the reason that the United States is so screwed up is because the government constantly screws things up.
The president said, as he was being elected, because he's not a politician, right, that I will deal with the insurance companies.
Yeah.
I will make sure the prices for it come down. He didn't do that.
Well, he hasn't passed
What
his
happened?
bill yet.
No. And that's the good part. This is the good part. This is I want to. We got our own. I don't want to talk about this now. You can talk about anything you want to. Is there anything you want to talk about first?
How crazy you are.
All right. Okay. All right. That comes at the end. That goes.
No. But I just want, so if you and French bring that bill, I will be more than happy to put my name on there and help you pass that legislation. It's critically important because it doesn't make any sense to me that the government can tell somebody, especially in situations where people need rare medicines that might even be in the trial stages. If that person's going to die anyway, what business does the government have?
No, hold on a second. Canada always buys generic. So that's one of the reasons. They buy for the whole country. What is it, 30 million people? 35
have you ever seen the movie The Dallas Buyers Club?
Yes. Senator French and I are investing in this large drone. We're gonna fly it over, fill it up with the pills and fly it. What's so odd about that is
what?
Here are people, and you were there for this one bill. You have to admit
What?
This one bill that came in.
Tell me about it.
All right, we're the only place in the United States, and this bill comes in,
Yeah.
making it illegal for drug companies to pay anyone's co-pays.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not in favor of that bill. Yeah, I'm not going to argue.
How could anyone be in favor of that bill?
Well, this is why I take a position I do in many
This
instances.
was a Republican who brought it in.
Right, because Republicans aren't immune to corruption. So
let me see. But
the insurance companies were flipping out about that.
Yeah. So
because
about what?
Well, because if the drug companies actually pay your deductible, it costs the insurance companies money.
Oh, I see. But if they don't pay the deductible and they can't get the medicine and they die, that's okay? That's what the insurance
I
companies
just
are
told you I
about.
was in agreement with you. I'm not arguing against you. I'm trying to point out that regardless of whether it's Republicans or Democrats in power, the people with the big bucks always seem to get their way. In this case, that was a fight between the insurance companies and the drug providers, because the insurance companies felt like, no, drug providers, you're bypassing the system. You're dipping into our bank accounts. Therefore, we want to go ahead and put this law.
The difference between you and me is this:
What?
not Republican and Democrat.
No,
Is that you're doing your second term and I'm on my 5th term, which will be 1 decade. I don't care who you are. If you go through what we have gone through when the big banking problems,
Yeah.
when we go through this part of the insurance thing and see idiots walk in and try to pass bills for the insurance company, so so somebody cannot pay their co-pays. You know, the drug companies can't pay them. And in comes a guy who says, I have cancer, and not only do I have cancer, I have a heart disease, and my bill is $500 and something a month, and I can't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know what they wanted to do? And you were there in the caucus meeting. Retain it.
What caucus meeting?
You were at the caucus meeting when you come on before we sat down to vote for the bills to head for the House.
Okay. I'm not in charge of the caucus.
And John and the caucus members, and you are one of them, had to agree to.
I didn't.
You weren't there.
Yeah.
All right, you weren't there.
Right.
All right, okay. So they tell me this, and I go, what? They retain it? So as you know, when a bill comes up, even before they mention the bill, if you say ITL, which means an expedient to legislate.
Right.
I did, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody got really upset over it because they were trying to be nice to this politician. Okay?
Right.
All right. So anyway, that didn't get passed. But this crazy. That's really dumb. Something like that's
that
really
only
dumb.
goes to like to my point. My greater point is that the government has just gotten like so knee deep in every single level of healthcare now that like you just don't know which end is up. They screwed it up. Like so now you have these weird situations that are created in which
I know, but when you see an insurance company wanting a law passed against a drug company to pay co-pays because they have to pay for the drugs, you know who you're forgetting? The people in the middle. The people who need the drugs.
Yeah.
And that was a comedic thing. I said, oh, that's great. Oh, I'm glad insurance companies don't have to pay the co-pays. I'm glad that the insurance companies don't want the co-pays. And somebody says, oh no, if they don't have the co-pays, they're going to die. Oh, okay. This is nuts. This is insurance.
But that's
And you don't think we as politicians should get involved with something like that?
That's not what I said. I'm saying right now you almost have no choice as a politician to get involved in healthcare because we've been involved in healthcare for so long, and the legislature, both the state levels and the federal level, have screwed things up so royally that I don't really know how we get out of this situation.
Getting out of the situation is single payer. And that's
just an easy, lazy, throw it against the wall.
Let me see.
Because the VA has worked so well.
Lazy and easy, and everyone has insurance. Gee, don't you think we could work to make it better?
No, I don't.
You don't.
It's because you're relying on the same government that's already screwed things up, and they're going to tell me that under single payer, okay, everyone has health coverage is now paid for. That does nothing in terms of the quality of the coverage, the timing of the coverage, the level of the care that you're going to get. The government will then be able to tell you whether or not they're actually going to pay for procedures for you.
You want to know something?
What?
I really don't give a damn. I don't give a damn if the government gets really pissed off and on. I would like to see people who can't afford it. All right, don't go. I'd like to see them go.
I want for like it's early. Christmas is 6 months away, but my Christmas present from you to me, all right, would just be this: just for once, I could talk to a Democrat about single payer, and we could acknowledge that, yeah, there are some good things to it, but there's some bad things to it too. And like, again, we have a single payer system already, like a sample right now with the VA hospitals, which has been one of the most terrible scandals we've had over the last decade.
The VA hospital, well, the VA
But those wait
hospitals had
times-
a lot of problems. We've had 3 wars, and you got to come up to speed.
But Ken, you know why the wait times are so long, and why these?
Not here in New Hampshire. This is what Al's telling me.
It's still pretty bad here in New Hampshire.
They can go to regular
But
doctors, can't they?
There's like it's like going to you're essentially turning healthcare into like going to the DMV. There's no motivation for these people that are supposed to be caring for you if the government takes everything.
These people with children. These people who have to work.
These people.
And go to soup kitchens because
not,
they got to pay the rent.
You're twisting my these people into the.
Well, you said these people.
I meant the government employees that will be responsible for your care have no skin in the game. They don't care. It's just like going to the DMV. You're just a number to them.
Wait, hold on a second. You make a good point.
I know I do.
No, that's not the good point you make, Rich. That's before. Okay. All right. The problem was that there were insurance companies, all right, who were on the verge of making profits. There were insurance companies that were going to add hundreds of thousands more because that's the only way it can work. It can't work any other way. All right? Hold on a sec. So along comes Trump. We're going to get rid of it. And you know the first thing they do?
What?
Is they stop sending the payments to the states that have have done the services and now would like the money. They stopped doing that for a while. Now they're giving it back to them. That's all right. Okay, we got 12 minutes. Listen, we talked. We know more about politics than he does, and he's the president. Who's he listening to?
I think he's listening to the people that elected him.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But you act as though it's like some sort of like people went and cast
every president, even the Republicans.
You act as though people went to the ballot box and had no idea who they were electing as president.
Well, to be perfectly honest,
Trump was pretty true to his nature on the campaign trail.
To be perfectly honest with you, I'm one of those Democrats, and people say, "Okay, he's president. All right, okay, we'll turn it around." Instead of me defending the Democrats, I'll go after the Republicans. Well, guess what? Republicans are having a hard time, having people going after them. You guys can't quite make the change.
I would say it's because some Republicans, especially the ones calling the shots, don't want change. They like the system the way it was. And all of a sudden, you have someone that's a bomb thrower that's really trying to change things, I think, for the better.
A bump for the better?
Yeah, I do. I literally think...
Do you know how... Look,
yeah.
The point is this. It's hard to believe the 2 people in a small state of New Hampshire,
yeah,
all right, 2, I was going to say fairly sane. All right, we don't eat people. But all right, okay, 2 people right here, fairly educated, in the same, kind of like, we like each other, we have fun, all right, okay, are sitting here that know more than the president, and it seems that the people around him aren't as smart as you and I when it comes to politics.
Well, again,
do you think that that's a little...
We elected a non-politician, so it makes sense that he doesn't really play the game all that well. I think he's learning. But there's a lot of resistance within his own party because people feel as though Trump usurped their birthright to the top of the party or the presidency.
My point is very simple, and you know what's going to happen.
What?
They're going to roll something out. They're going to, make it just, 50-50, okay?
Yeah.
All right, maybe it's going to be broken, the tie.
Yeah.
It's going to become law.
Yeah.
And he's not even going to know what it is. And when they start coming after him, and you know what the Republicans are going to do, Ryan? Well, we did it. We got it done. Who has to put up with all of this?
So I'm not even going to.
You know
I'm not even
who?
going to disagree with you that that's a possibility. I'm not.
Possibility. It's what's going to happen.
No, you don't know what's going to happen.
Because they're
You don't know what's
smarter
gonna-
than him.
You don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. That's a possibility. But how is that much different than what you guys accomplished with the ACA? I mean, this is a disaster we have on our hands.
Oh, if you think we had a disaster now, you wait.
But my point is that the system was bad when
Why
Obama
don't we
came
know
in.
what's going on?
The system was
though?
bad when Obama came in, but like it has
Okay,
gotten far worse.
So what are they going to do?
Again, I'm not going to predict because like
Don't predict. What are they going to? Can't they do something?
I think like again, just allowing insurance
Don't
companies.
you think everybody should have insurance?
Yeah, if they want
If
to.
they can afford it.
If they want to.
You keep saying if they want to, if they can afford it.
Yeah, if they can afford it and they want it.
Oh, okay. How about if they want it and can't afford it?
I'm not going to force anybody to go
How
get insurance.
about if they want it and can't afford it?
If they want it and can't afford it, we have programs for that. Medicaid's still
You
going to be in
do.
place. Yeah.
It's called, emergency rooms,
No,
okay. And high.
And I agree with you that emergency rooms and just having the hospitals cover those visits isn't the best thing in the entire universe. Far from it. It's inefficient, but it's still a better program than what we currently have in
it's
place.
not.
Yeah, no. Where's all the cost savings?
it's not.
Where's the reduction in people?
Look,
Where are all these people going to their primary care physician now?
Do you know when it really surprises me that the insurance companies had said no, Obamacare is really, really good. Because what's happening is...
But what's good about it?
No, hold on.
But what's good about it?
Well, they won the lottery when they can charge people $5,000.
Yeah.
Okay, for a
And the government
deductible.
makes you pay it.
$5,000 to
Yeah.
$6,000.
I'd love to be in a business that the government makes people buy my expensive, crappy products.
No. All of them were like that. There wasn't one or two that weren't doing that. All of them were doing the same thing. Now, is that competition?
What do you mean is that competition?
Well, they were all charging $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 for some of these people.
You realize that the rates that were in existence for private insurance prior to Obamacare were cheaper by far than the rates that are offered today on the ACA exchange. You know that, right?
So Obamacare was good.
No. Obamacare spiked rates. It did the exact opposite of what it said it was going to do. Part of the problem, too, is that Obama didn't even follow his own philosophy. Listen, Obama didn't even follow his own philosophy because the whole point of the ACA, the whole benefit to the ACA outside of pre-existing conditions was Obama and the Democrats were going to force everybody to get insurance. Thereby, you sprout the risk over this enormous pool of 300 million people.
That sounds good.
But then he puts it in place, and then he refuses to enforce it because he didn't want to go and tax his young acolytes, i.e. young Democrats that showed up at the polls for him. And then all of a sudden, it became not fancy to go ahead and hit them with a tax every April 15th when they turned their tax returns in, and then declared they didn't have the insurance that was now supposed to be affordable for them. He did that. That's his fault. You guys ruined that opportunity to show that system works. So what?
You don't think that you have to have a little incentive, the fine was only $100, by the way. A little incentive to buy insurance?
Start off as $100. It's much greater than that now.
Yeah, that's $200.
I don't know what the exact figure is.
But okay. But the whole idea was the more people who come in, the bigger the market, the cheaper the insurance.
I get
That's
the approach.
how it works.
I get the approach. You build as large a pool as possible, and you have to get buy-in from healthy young adults that aren't going to use the healthcare system all that much.
And people who are 55 to 65, men, $15,000 a year it's going to cost us. Gee, I'm not sure. Is that good?
My point being, Ken, again, if you're
That's good.
You listen to me for 5 seconds.
We've been listening to you.
If you don't follow through by forcing, and again, I wasn't in agreement with that plan, but I got the concept. If you don't follow through and actually forcing young, healthy adults to get into that buying pool, you're not going to get the results you want. And instead, you actually spiked costs.
Do you know what? I can't talk for Rice. Okay,
Yeah.
I can talk for myself.
Yeah.
If they don't pass that bill, I mean, New Hampshire can go get, the prescriptions.
Yeah.
I will swim the river. I will take a boat to go over and bring medicine back. I will get arrested because we can't keep spending 10 times more than any other country in the world for our medicine.
But tell the viewers over in TV land who the people are that are going to kill that bill. I can tell you right now, it's not going to pass.
Republicans are going
No,
to kill
that's
the bill.
not true. It's going to be Republican and Democrat leadership getting donations from drug companies that don't want that bill to pass. It's both our parties.
Yeah, well...
Admit that. Admit that on the camera right now. That is. I
Excuse
will
me.
tell you right now.
You're in
that bill-
commerce with bank insurance companies give
That
you
bill
any
will
money?
probably
Did they
lose-
give you any money?
Who?
The insurance companies.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
money.
you're talking about getting money. Did you get any money?
Like $100.
$100? I got nothing.
You just have
I've
to
been here
ask them.
5 turns. I got nothing.
You just have to ask them.
They must really love me. They don't really love me. You know what? I'll tell you what.
But can you admit that it will be Republican and Democrat leadership that killed that bill?
No.
You know this to be true.
I got to ask you a question.
Sure.
When you and I were on the same page and we're fighting for something that we lost,
Yeah.
did I ever let up? Did I ever give up?
Yeah, you didn't speak from the floor.
Did I give up?
I was the only one that spoke on the floor. You were supposed to speak too, but you chose not to.
No, I wasn't supposed to speak from the floor.
That was the whole point for a Democrat and a Republican to come together to
and
show.
they screwed us.
Yes, they did.
They did. They screwed us.
Yeah.
Yeah. We fight together. A question.
Yeah.
Do you think could you tell the people I'm not shy?
You're not shy.
Yeah, in meetings and stuff like that?
No, you're not
If I
shy at
believe
all.
in something?
Yeah.
All right. Well, all right. We got basically 3 minutes, which has been fun. I really love having you. This is really, really good.
I also have a great time. So.
I know. You're going to come down. You're going to do more. But I'll tell you what's going to happen. And the sad part of it is this: is that you and I have more knowledge of politics, and what the Republicans are going to do is they're going to pass something. All right, just something, and you know who's going to take the blame? It's going to be the president, because he doesn't know a damn thing of what's going on.
And again, I'm just trying to be fair. If what they pass ultimately pass, if something passes, I'm not as convinced as you are that something's actually going to pass. If something does pass, Trump owns it, and if it sucks,
no,
on him.
that's the Republicans. That's real simple. They want to get rid of him. They don't want to keep him for 2 years. They're going to screw him. They're going to screw him because this is politics. He's not a politician, right? He's not been nice to them. They're going to screw him. His own party's going to screw him.
He's not been nice
because they're smart as politicians.
no, they're just slimy.
Slimy. Yeah. Oh, that's Republicans are slimy.
Well, Democrats too.
How can people get in touch with you?
They can email me at repbartfromuth@gmail.com.
Spell your name.
B-A-R-T, Bart, like Simpson. And then last name is F-R-O-M-U-T-H.
And what kind of nationality is that?
German.
It is German?
Yeah. Thank God, not Russian, thank God.
No, was it cut down from something?
It used to be Fromuth, and then they put the
Fromuth?
Fromuth.
Fromuth, like Fromuth?
No, just,
I want a dry martini with a little Fromuth.
So when they got to Ellis Island, they just threw the H
I
on
love
the
the Fromuth.
Yeah.
Well, when we got to Ellis, I only called us Gidge because I ask everybody what's the nationality. You're German. I don't know what the hell I am. I'm Gidge, supposedly. Maybe I'm English. I think I'm English. Okay. I think everybody knows how to get in touch with me. I mean, go to Gidge World, an art site. Telephone number 864-9332. I am from Ward 6. I am your representative. You're from?
I'm from Bedford.
Is there a ward or something?
Oh, no, just Bedford, one big district.
Just one big district?
Just the district of Bedford. Hillsborough 7, they call it. So.
Hillsborough 7.
Yeah.
We still have one more. We got to vote on what?
The budget.
The budget is coming up.
Yeah.
You going to vote for it?
I'm not sure yet.
You're not sure?
Yeah.
You're not sure they're going to vote for it? You mean you're going to keep us all summer long?
I might, if I'm the deciding vote, yeah.
Well, I was told yesterday not to vote for it. I swear to God, somebody said don't vote for it. And you're saying you might not vote for it?
Well, you're told by your leadership
all
not to vote
right,
for it.
okay. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to continue this because Bart's coming back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.